And so with that, I mean, maybe you want to talk a little bit about that experience because I think it mirrors a lot of what happens in industry, maybe not so much from kind of functionally graded, but
Sure.
a company gets a machine in, they're trying to go through the process of figuring it out, doing design of experiments, trying to capture like what are we measuring? Is it tensile? Is it fatigue? To try and make a decision. So like what are some of where did you start in terms of that journey in terms of trying to figure out, okay, how do I even structure like what the and get to the question that I want to answer?
Yes, yes, yes. And that's a common question that happens with all the small to medium organization who can barely afford a one printer and two operators to work with that. And they would like, how can we make our parts quickly and reliably? What are some of the quick to-dos in order to get us started? And that
Other
comes
than
down
buying
to
an EOS
other
machine,
than
right?
buying EOS machine, of course, and other
Gotta
than
get the plug in. Andy's gonna be mad if you don't get that.
yes, absolutely. And other than using the OEM supplied highly dense parameters. So
Sure.
what happens is you have to start looking at the end product uh, from a perspective of additive manufacturing. So what happens is mostly when you're looking at conceptualizing a product, when you purchase a machine, you have something on mind that, okay, this is what I want to print. And conventionally produce, these are the XYZ properties of it. Sometimes what happens is your realistic expectations cannot be met with additive if you're just comparing apples to apples in terms of property values. So you have to look around, play with processing conditions just to see that what are the design allowables given for uh, this particular material, this particular product that you are trying to build. So most of the time it comes down from starting from the least value and try to explore how can you go to the max value of that property. It could be tensile, say 700 to 900 MPa, something like that. And you try to reverse engineer and say that, okay, with this initial DOE, I was able to get up to 700 value of tensile strength. Can I play around and put more laser power or tune down a little on a scan speed? So you have to start with something in mind. You have to fixate your um, starting point on one single property. You cannot manipulate like three, four parameters at the same time. That would lead to chaos. That would lead to unknown territories that you are heading into.
Right. And for sure. And it's prioritizing those parameters, right? Because tensile
Uh,
strength is
yeah,
one measure, but
is
fatigue
one
is
measure.
another. And like there's
Absolutely.
hardness and others that like it may not,
May
your
not.
strength ultimately may not matter
Exactly.
versus another, like it
True.
has to be a minimum, right? It can't fall apart. But like as long as it's, you can look at it and say, okay, it stands up, but what are your other priorities? And for some
True.
people, like that may be challenging.
That is true. That is correct. And yeah, I mean, so those sort of experience of working in a different manufacturer's system, say Renishaw is what I've been trained on. When you switch on to a different OEM and now you're operating an EOS machine, things get changed pretty quickly. You need to know what are the different aspects of processing condition that are changed here. So can I say that, can I fully replicate what I have found out on Renishaw AM450 on say M290? It would take me a while to reproduce these results exactly.
Do you think that's a
So
good thing or a bad thing for the industry?
there's no straightforward answer to it because each at the end of the day each manufacturer uses their proprietary settings and their proprietary third party. It could be a third party laser or a system like a build frame, gas flow. So what happens is in ideal world it should have been like that what I've operated on, say a 400-watt machine, a different 400-watt machine using the same laser profile should give me a same value, but it eventually it doesn't happen. So it's bad that it's not happening like that, in my opinion. And that's how standards and other certification bodies come into this picture. So they are like, how can we make it uh, more easy for operators who are switching jobs, or somebody who is buying a new set of machines? Because every couple of years there's a revision in the machine, and companies are in additive going out of business and getting merged with another companies. So they are producing a combined machine with two or three different OEMs coming together and stuff like that.
Be
So
sure to check out our website, www.3degreescompany.com, for more content.